Well, welcome to It's a Sure Thing with your host, Diane Murray-Clements.
And then you get the same results, try to be better. And hopefully this pandemic has brought out some creativity in people.
Absolutely. Which gets me over to you and your business, Shea Butter Las Vegas. Tell me, start from the beginning. How did you go from traveling the world, being in the military, working for the airlines, and now having your own business?
Well, you answered the question partly by saying, you traveled the world, you were in the military, retired from the airlines. I realized that's not what I want to do anymore, is work for someone. So, my family has this creative mind, and we're always trying to come up with different business plans, and we failed more than we succeeded. And I say fail loosely, meaning that we've taken action on something and it hasn't panned out to what, we thought it would be, but those are all lessons. And I had many ventures, small things that I was doing that just failed because I didn't understand myself. And part of that comes from my brother. Sidney Barnes is a born entrepreneur, and he taught me one thing that I would never forget and remember the rest of my life is don't be something, become it. And you have to work hard for what you want. And I understand it now. I didn't before. I used to buy lottery tickets and I wanted to be a millionaire, but I understood the importance of becoming a millionaire.
Right.
And with that being said, it taught me how to study my craft of, starting my business. I started my business actually. I didn't start the business of Shea Butter. I just put rims on Shea Butter. That's all I did. My marketing is where I spend most of my money. Warren Bates had a saying that if he had $2 to his name, he would spend $2 on marketing. So that's how important it is for me. So I spend all of my money on marketing. My accountant is upset at me because I have my hand in so much stuff, but I needed to learn how to start a business, and that's by getting the word out and being under pressure, having people respond, and then what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So I came up with the Shea Butter that I revolutionized, and the demand was incredible. It was too much for me. The money was too fast for me. And I almost failed because I didn't set myself up for success. I went in thinking I wasn't going to do well. I'm just learning. That all changed the minute people tried my product, and they call it the crack of Shea Butter, meaning that it's consumed very quickly and people come back for more. So I use that analogy that way so people can understand it's like a drug.
So what is Shea Butter?
Well, when people ask me what is Shea Butter, that's something that I try not to really, and I say this not to you, but to anybody that's purchasing my product. For those that don't know what Shea Butter is, I cannot sell to them because there's a lot of disclaimers that I have to tell them. Are you allergic to peanuts? Do you realize you can't use it this amount on your body based on your melanin if you're white, if you're Puerto Rican or another race other than Black? But I never had to explain what Shea Butter is to Black people. But it is actually from the shea nut tree, a shea nut, which grows from the shea nut tree in Africa. And it's grinded down and refined by all African women. Only women in Africa, or Kenya, I shouldn't say Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Zanzibar, and Congo, they actually are the only ones that can make shea butter. So it's a process that they go through. It's all a YouTube video that you can watch. It's a long process and a hot process. This shea butter has to be made and dried out in the sun of Africa. So my hat goes off to, and I have a lot of respect for the women in Africa that make shea butter and prepare it for me to be able to place it in a jar and sell it.
And it's funny you just say that because I look at it and I say it's the moisturizing cream that everybody needs in their home. I mean, it's like what Vaseline was to us before we knew about shea butter.
Well, that is a fact. When Black people hear shea butter, the first thing that comes to mind, Diane, is the yellow shea butter with the rancid smell.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad thing. That's just the nature of shea butter, and it is used primarily in hair, dreadlocks, or just for. I'm not a cosmetologist, so I don't know how and why they use it in hair, but I know they do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great for moisturizer after shower, to help with dry skin. However, growing up in the East Coast and knowing that everybody has shea butter in their home,
Mm-hmm.
I realized the shea butter just sits there. They use it once or twice, maybe 3 times, and it sits there for a year underneath their cabinet, and it starts getting rancid. Well, I had the same problem, and that's how I refined my shea butter and revolutionized it. My proprietary way of making it is totally different than the way shea butter is actually made. I can combine fragrances with it and not have that oily essential oil
Yes.
resin, seeping through. You have to shake the jar or tap it to mix it up. Mine's is already mixed, and I can show you better than I can tell you.
Oh.
And it's one of the most requested shea butters on the market. I'm not biased. I just know my product. But I did start my business because I knew the need of Black people being healthy, having something affordable, having something chemical free, and 24 hours 7 service to replace Vaseline, to replace lotion, to replace any and everything that is unhealthy to us.
So when you started your business, and you stated that you're not a cosmetologist, why shea butter? Why this particular business? How did you get here?
Because I'm lazy, and I'll explain that. I'm when in Jersey in the wintertime, I hated getting up early. I was always working 9 to 5, 8 to 4, whatever. But I'm a night person, so I hated getting up. And when I used to get up, I used to consolidate my whole schedule before I get on the bus and go up to Florham Park. I used to take 5-minute showers. I used to mix my oil with my shea butter just to consolidate the time and I iron my clothes the day before. So I did it out of being lazy. And when I started wearing it, I actually graduated from college in Hawaii and started working in the allied health field. So I became the coordinator of the emergency room. So I would walk around, deal with specialists, doctors, nurses, patients, practitioners, everyone. And you cannot wear a strong smelling fragrance. But everybody adored my fragrance. They said it's so light, so mild. What do you use? Well, you have to wash your hands all the time. And I was putting on my shea butter, and that's how it started. People said, "Can I have some?" And it went from one ward to another unit till I was selling it. And that's when the light bulb went off. And I said, Black people understand what this is, but they have to feel it, touch it, smell it, and wear it. That's the only problem, because if I say shea butter, they automatically think the yellow, on the corner, downtown Market Street kind of shea butter.
Now, how is your business doing now when you're talking about people need to feel it and smell it since COVID and everything is moving more online and virtually?
Wow, you couldn't have asked a better question, Diane. Luckily for me, when the pandemic happened, my first thought was to help people out in need. My business was, it was staying afloat. It wasn't peaking, and there was no valleys involved. It was just there. I was living off of my repeat customers. So I created an opportunity for people to sell shea butter from home. I would deliver it to them, mail it to them, and allow them to make money off of the shea butter. So I became really profitable from doing that. With that being said, that created more customers that became repeat customers. My product is a consumable product. I will never, ever not be running this business profitable. My thing is to make sure that I can always deliver.
So that's interesting that you say that. So basically, you just created, not even knowing it, an affiliate marketing program for other people to sell your product and make money off of it.
I did. I was against affiliate marketing. I didn't like that word because I didn't understand it. And once I looked into it, I went, this is what people need. They need help, and they became part of the affiliate marketing program. And they were profitable. I was profitable, but my accounting said, well, it was all about the numbers. I was giving out percentages that I couldn't handle. And she was amazed. How do you stay afloat during this pandemic? Most of her clients lost their business, temporarily closed their business. How did you stay afloat? And I just mentioned to her, I didn't do anything. It's my customers. They just keep coming back.
Absolutely. And that's a good thing. So that says to you and to other people out there that you have a good product, because when you have repeat customers, that means that the product is good. They're happy with the service. So they continue to purchase, and then they get other people to purchase because they refer you to other people. When you decided to zone in on shea butter, how did you know which particular country inside the continent of Africa that you were going to get the shea butter from? Because I have to assume that each location was doing it a little differently.
That is correct. There's no real intelligent answer for that. The only thing was, well, whoever was cost effective.
Okay.
And I didn't know better. So that's all I was looking at was, I have this amount of capital and I need that, but I need this and I need that and I need that. I have to be cost effective. And with that being said, the cost really wasn't a factor. It really wasn't.
Okay. Yeah. So when you look back on your business, when you started the business, what was one of the biggest hurdles that you had to get over?
Self-doubt that I wasn't valued. My product wasn't valuable. I remember when I first started at the swap meet here in Las Vegas, that was my first opportunity to get out and expose my product. And people that have been there, and this is no exaggeration, for 20 years or 10 years, used to come by my booth and go, what are you selling? What are you doing? You have a line around the corner of the swap meet. That never happens. What are you selling? And I told them, just shea butter. It's just shea butter. And they said, there's no way. So once people tried it, they understood, man, you really have something of value. And I was charging $10 a jar. Ultimately, I had to raise my prices to $20 because of all the things that go into making my shea butter, my cost of goods. I finally looked into that. I wasn't making any money, but the sales were rolling. I had to hire help, which was so funny to me because I can do everything. I got this. But I had to really surrender and go, I can't do this by myself. This is too much work. So I heard from a friend of mine, he's a mentor, and he's been in business more than 20 years. He said, I am so jealous of you because you have no clue what you're doing.
And it's just happening.
And you hit a grand slam. You came out and hit a grand slam. So he kind of dissected me and kind of told me what the real deal is. It's my product, true. But they buy into me. They buy into your personality. They buy into your respect for people. If you value your customers and let them know you work for them, and forget you coming to me and I have the product. No, my job is to make sure that I make you happy. So I always had ethics, respect. I valued. I was a great listener. So when people asked for stuff and I didn't have it, I would go and get it. And when they come back, I go, I have it. And whoa, wow, you listen. So, part of the hurdle was just self-doubt. I had to get over that I'm in it to win it. I'm the bomb, instead of saying, oh man, I don't know if this is going to work. No, this is going to work. I'm going to find a way to make it work.
Absolutely. So when you started and you had the shea butter and you just showed me the first container, was that your only product of the shea butter that you were making, or were you making variations of lotions and hair products and stuff like that?
No, Diane, I started out just making shea butter. moisturizer, 8-ounce jars with over 50 fragrances,
Mm.
from musk to sweet to fruity to perfume. I had it all. You're from Jersey. You know, when you go to the Muslim stores, how many selections you have. And if
Mhm.
you don't know what you want, you'll be there all day. Let me smell this. Let me smell this. Let me smell
Exactly.
this. So a lot of people in Vegas wasn't familiar with those fragrances. So I had to make, this large amount of fragrances so I can pinpoint what exactly are people liking. And what I did was I went back home and I talked to some of the vendors down on Broader Market. And that's how I refined my list. I said, what works?
Mm.
One of the key things about my success, and I have to put this in there, Diane, is I was spending thousands of dollars on marketing, which really panned out to not really do anything. But I realized I didn't have to market. I live in Vegas.
Mhm.
The world comes to you. You
Mm.
don't have to go out and market to the world. Every day I'm dealing with someone from this place, this place, this place, this place, and they would take it home. And that's how the ball starts rolling.
Right. Just passing it and selling it from one person to the next. Absolutely. And
Right,
then
right.
you touched on something right there. You touched on research marketing. And that's what a lot of small businesses don't do. You went back to, and you're saying going back so people know, you left from Vegas and came back to New Jersey to check with other people who were doing things similar to what you were doing, to research to see what worked so that you didn't have to recreate the wheel.
That is correct. That is correct. I'm once again, I have no stage fright. When you're a Black business owner, you
Mhm.
have to do things a little different. If you sit here as a Black person and say I'm a small business owner, I will correct you and let you know you are a small Black business owner. There are different ways the game is played, from
Absolutely.
getting finance
Mhm.
to customers, but I have it now.
Which
I
is
have
good. That's a good thing. To be able to expand your business from one product to the next. And I think sometimes what happens with small Black businesses is we start with too many products too fast and we can't keep up with everything. And we're making stuff that the consumers are not requesting. Sometimes, like you said, we have to listen to the consumers. What is it that they want? Because we want a whole lot, but they only want a few things. So we have to listen to them and then kind of pattern our business around that. I think this a little, and like you said, it's different with smaller businesses than it is large corporations. They've already created their will and they've advanced to that point. But when you start off as a smaller business, it is different on how you look at the forecast. Mm-hmm.
Correct. There's a book I read by Don Ted Lee, about small Black entrepreneurs. And one of the things he teach you is, or he talks about, is don't start a product if you don't have customers.
Mm.
People know me. I've had many people say, "Hey, I met a girlfriend over at her somewhere. She had this in her purse, and I loved it." I get that a lot. But what I get the most of, Diane, is people taking pictures of my product empty.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Empty
like,
jars.
yo,
Mhm.
yo. I get that. I get that I'm not kidding. I get it daily. I get videos of them scraping the jar. I get a picture of them going, hello. And to me, that is the most rewarding, satisfying. That's the happiest time for me, is that people want to share, their love for my product and actually take the time to take a picture and send it to me.
Now, you know what I noticed when I was checking out your website is you have a scooper, like a wooden scooper that goes with the shea butter. What is that?
This is an applicator,
Mm-hmm.
and I could show you better than I could tell you. This applicator is actually, it pairs with the deodorant.
Mm.
So you would take the deodorant and you would scoop
Mm-hmm. And rub. Okay.
and rub on. This is bamboo, all natural. It doesn't splinter, and it's waterproof.
Hmm.
So I have been using mine for 4 months. Same applicator. But some people actually take the deodorant and they can put it under their arm. And if there's any access, guess what? It's shea butter.
Mm.
It's all shea butter.
That's good to know. Now, what other products do you have in your product line with the shea butter that you've made?
Well, that's something that I'm glad you asked, because I have everything right here.
Okay, let's see it.
Okay, this is the moisturizer shea butter. The black one is for men. So when it's black and dark, those are male fragrances. The light color, which is very pretty, we all know that this is a feminine look. So this gives the female fragrances their identity, the light color. And we just saw the deodorant with the applicator. You know, those come together. Wow. Liquid soap. Liquid soap. I can actually produce 30 plus fragrances with my liquid soap. This is now an essential product. This has been my #2 seller as of today.
So is that a body wash soap or is that a hand soap? Or you could use it for both?
This is a hand soap. This is
hand
a hand
soap.
soap.
Okay.
That sits on your counter, and it's great if you have everything uniform. You have your liquid soap, you have your body wash, which comes in 30 plus fragrances as well.
Okay.
Air freshener. I could go ahead and change the fragrance to whatever your moisturizer is, whatever your body wash is. So you can have a whole set of the same product, same fragrance, or multiple fragrances. And this is the conditioner. This goes with the shaving cream here. I have shaving cream, and I ship out the shaving cream. And once you finish shaving, you throw in the conditioner, shea butter conditioner, get ready for your shower. Nice. And I also have liquid black soap. Hand washing. It's for hand washing.
Okay.
Mosquito repellent.
Oh, wait. Talk about that one because you know here in Jersey, we get a lot of mosquitoes.
I listen.
Uh-huh.
They told me about this, man. My friends and family in Georgia, New Orleans, and Florida, and North Carolina. This is for you guys.
So what is it? Is it a cream that you put on your whole body, or what do you do?
Yes, it's shea butter.
Okay.
It's all shea butter, all natural. The only added ingredient is a drop of essential oil, which I'm totally against. And I use botanical oil, which is derived just from flowers. It has no alcohol, no perfume, no additives. So I give it a drop of essential oil to give it some looseness, but I add my own botanical fragrance that I created. And voila, you put it all over your body. You can put it on your face. You smell good. You feel good. You get out of the pool. Gotcha. This is all inclusive. You got your moisturizer, you smell good, and you're protected from the pests.
Nice.
I also sell charcoal toothpaste.
Okay.
I'm keeping it black.
That's a good thing, the toothpaste, because there's a lot of unnatural chemicals and stuff that are actually in our toothpaste. If people look at the ingredients, it's a whole bunch of stuff that you can't understand.
Well, not only that, Diane, there's actually a warning on toothpaste. Why would you brush your teeth with something that has a warning on it?
Exactly. So tell me more about that toothpaste, because I'm going to order some of that.
Okay. And I also have the black soap bar that I sell. I cut it up in slices, so you're able to use it as a regular size soap instead of having to crack it up and then there's crumbs. I understand, y'all. For those that use black soap, I got you.
Gotcha.
So those are pretty much my products. I was able to listen to what the people were asking, and I delivered. And so far, the results have been profitable.
So what are the benefits of shea butter besides being a moisturizer?
It actually, well, when you say shea butter versus my shea butter, what's the benefit of my shea butter? Is that you actually have a chance to experience a great, healthy, all natural moisturizer with your favorite fragrance that will lay on top of your body and last all day, regardless of how many hand washes you have. And it can help with stretch marks, still with minor burns, insect stings. And also, I used to do this as a novelty. I used to eat it in front of customers just to show them
that it was
anything
natural.
that goes inside of your body should be healthy enough to go on your body. If you can't eat it, why put it on your body?
Absolutely. That's a good point. So with that, where are you going with your business? Are you looking to expand and do more? Like, what's your next step?
My next step is to be a mentor,
Okay.
to go out and find young people, not to give them work, but to teach them how to run a business. When I had my first employer, I taught her how to be a business person, not just work there and get a pay.
Mhm.
And all of the things that I've learned, I shared with her. And I also am looking to, well, not looking to, I actually employ so many people. My consultant, my accountant, my attorney, my designer, my social media person, my models, um, my assembly people that come over and help me pack, my wife. I gotta pay her. Believe me. Believe me.
She gets paid first, I'm sure.
What? What? So, my goal has been, it's being met. And
Mhm.
that's being able to mentor and help people not become rich, but just have an alternative income because of the way things are today. And if I can help, fine.
Absolutely. And I think during COVID and us still going through this pandemic and hopefully coming out of it sometime soon, people have been looking for additional incomes, something that they could do from home that's not overwork, or just something pretty simple that sells itself. I mean, there's a lot of different products out there that people will sell, but actually they're looking for stuff that they can really trust, believe in, and they know that it really works. And I think definitely shea butter is definitely one of those things.
Well, it's been around since you were a shorty, since I was a shorty, since my mom
Mm-hmm.
and your mom was a
Mm-hmm.
shorty. I mean, it's not going anywhere. But the fact of the matter is, do you guys want to continue staying in a world where there's a product that just is what it is, or are you going to support a Black small business owner that has redefined the way you use shea butter and ultimately create something healthy within your family? I'm giving you a chance to share my product with not only yourself but your loved ones. And how dare you, not take care of your family, especially during these times. If you bring something unhealthy in your house, that's your choice. But I'm giving you another choice of being healthy. And you know what, Diane, let me touch on something real quick because you just reminded me of something. Working with Black people, that's a subject. I used to hear before I became an entrepreneur, oh man, I hate working with Black people. I hate working for Black people. I love my Black people. So they can't do any wrong. If they say, I don't like your product, or they talk to me a certain way, my job is to try to get that customer back. My job is to try to redefine how I do business. It's not Black people's fault, the way they talk, the way they act. It's my fault if I'm not getting that sale. So when people blame Black people, they're not spending the money, learn how to get the money.
Mm-hmm.
Learn. Stop blaming Black people. Stop being like the other races and always blaming Black people for something when things don't go right with you. And I just hate it when people say, well, Black people are the hard. They are. You ever been to the Apollo? You
Right?
ever been to the Apollo? I'm telling you, if you make it there, you can make it anywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
every day that I do business, Diane, I think I'm at the Apollo. I want to win my crowd over so
Mm-hmm.
I can make it to the next level. Because 9 out of 10 times, if you win Black people over, they go, you're not as bad as I thought you were.
Exactly, right.
You,
Oh, I
no,
could do
seriously.
business with you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's my philosophy, is to make sure that I treat Black people with value and let them know I work for them. And no matter how you talk to me, disrespectful, I listen. I still listen because people always want to focus on the good and accept the rewards. But they don't understand when there's the bad, you have to accept the rewards of that too. And a lot of rewards come from bad, such as learning.
Mm-hmm.
If you just listen. Just listen.
Absolutely. So as you're running your business, is there something that you think you would have done differently?
I really, yes, yes, yes. I would have gotten an accountant earlier.
Instead of trying to do it all yourself, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
My accountant has, which exposes people, and this is
Mhm.
for anyone if they're watching, and I hope there's a lot of people watching the Zoom. But if there's somebody out there that needs help, always look for help. Where was I going with this? I was going somewhere. And I just started, what were we saying?
We were talking about what would you do different in your business if you had the opportunity?
Oh, okay. So what happened with my accountant, she exposes people, and people don't like to be exposed. I don't want you looking at my account. I don't want you to see what I bought. I don't want you to see it, tell me how I should spend my money. That's ego. That's narcissist. All that stuff. That was me. How dare you tell me how to spend my money? But I'm a great listener. And when I listened to her the first time, I understood there's no way I could succeed without trying to figure out how to cut my expenses.
Right.
How to understand what a profit is, how to understand how to pay myself. And that's what happened. So that's what I would do different, Diane. I would have gotten an accountant and an attorney very early. Nothing has happened legally. Well, it has, but I had an attorney. But nothing really has happened to me where I had any legal problems because I'm represented well.
Now, when you're talking about an attorney, a lot of small business owners, Black business owners, do not seek an attorney until there's a problem. What was the advantages that you had by having an attorney assist you with your business?
Well, one of the big advantages was me not having to read contracts. I'm not going to sit here and act like, I'm that guy, but when you put a contract in front of my face, I want the end result. I want that spot. I want that retail space. I don't really go through the contract as I should because everything sounds good to me, because it's available. But when I presented my contract to my attorney, which is through Legal Shield, I only pay $52 a month.
Okay.
And I sent them my contract, and they would highlight, hey, talk to them about this, get this out of your contract. This makes no sense. Things like that. They modified it to where I was able to feel confident about doing business with that space that I was in. So legal representative is paramount. Somebody's going to sue you because they think you have money. When you have a business, first thing, I had a young kid, I had a drawer in my kiosk at the mall. It was open. I had just closed it and a kid came running by backwards. If that shelf was open, it would have caught the child's head and then so forth. All of the things would have happened. But that was a moment where I was just glad that I had an attorney because what if? What if? And when you're a business owner, that what if happens a lot. I had a dog bite me, somebody carrying a dog, it bit me. And I told her I was going to sue her, and I ultimately did.
Okay.
But
hope she had pet insurance.
Yeah. Everything was good. I just had to. It wasn't a matter of, this woman, it's like, this is what I have to do. You brought your dog in here, and you need to understand if the dog is an attack dog and it attacks somebody, there are consequences.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of that little dog that your sister had, Tiny.
Oh God, that little thing
he attacked everybody.
we made him attack everybody.
God, he was the worst.
Well, no, Tiny was Tiny. We just had no control over her. What was your dog's name? Diamond?
No, Blazer.
Blazer. Derek had Diamond.
Yeah.
Derek Blazer. Ooh, that was a wolf. That was a mean dog.
He was a mean dog. He was a German Shepherd. He ain't mess around with nobody. Don't step off that sidewalk. You come in that driveway, it's on. He's gonna eat you up. That was way before pet insurance and stuff like that. Because I got bit by 2 dogs on this street, actually.
Yeah.
I got bit by a German Shepherd and I got bit by a Doberman.
Whoa.
Yes, on this block. So, our block was full of dogs.
That was the nature of the beast.
We were full of dogs and full of kids, and the kids were reckless with the dogs.
Wait, you couldn't have put it better.
Absolutely. So even with that, that's an important part too. When you start in a business, for people to consider and know that they have to have insurance for their business to protect themselves. and to protect their business. So while you're looking for your accountant, while you're searching for the attorney, you got to make sure you have a great insurance broker as well to help you.
Yeah, we do. That's one thing that we understand the importance of insurance, because we were victims of Hurricane Harvey in Houston.
Oh,
where
wow.
we lost everything. When I say everything, every single thing, we had nothing. I mean, it was a flood. We lost everything.
Yeah, yeah.
But thank God we paid that premium. We were insured for what if, and we rebuilt our home, sold it, and ultimately moved out here to Vegas, the driest place in the world, where we won't experience that again, because it was very traumatic. I have post-traumatic brain syndrome. It
I
rains.
can imagine.
It can happen. What
Yeah.
if?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. And it's unfortunate, because even with the homeowners insurance, and even going over to that, just to talk about that for a minute, if you don't have flood insurance, you could still be underinsured and not have enough coverage,
Absolutely.
So that makes a big difference. And that's why you need a good insurance person, because they can tell you all of the possibilities that can happen to help prepare you. So if something happens, you don't have to worry about, oh, I didn't have enough, but you will. So yeah, that's important. And it's amazing that you talked about that, even with your incident in Houston and moving to Vegas. Your business is now a home-based business, literally. You don't have to worry about the overhead of paying for expenses and stuff like that if you don't need to be. So with your affiliates, they don't have to have a storefront or a kiosk or anything, do they?
No, the customer for me actually doesn't care if I have a fancy factory or office space, as long as I could deliver. That's all they care about. But as far as anybody that's looking to be part of I call it now my wholesale team instead of affiliate marketing. A lot of people, they hear affiliate marketing, they go, ooh. So I have a wholesale plan where people can just work from home. And that's what they were doing. I had accounts in Virgin Islands, North Carolina, Newark, Atlanta, Houston, Los Angeles. I still have the Los Angeles one. I love that account. I have one here. So I had in Chicago. So I had a team all over. They covered different areas of the US, and they all worked from home.
Wow.
And my mentor, who's a multimillionaire, which means a lot, that's why I say that, told me your timing is impeccable. When the pandemic happened, I was already e-commerce ready. I was doing my thing for a year. So working from home is very cost effective. You have to clean up a lot, because you can make this thing a warehouse / home, and it doesn't work. You have to always remember, this is your home.
Right. Right.
So a lot of people get overwhelmed when they work from home, because there's boxes everywhere, there's labels everywhere, and so forth. Be overwhelmed. That's part of being a boss. This is part of it.
So how do people find you if they want to become a host and work with you and sell your products?
Well, everything is, I try to keep it simple. So when people say I can't find you, I challenge their intelligence, but it's just Shea Butter Las Vegas. And I get people go, what's your website? Shea Butter Las Vegas, but it is easy to remember. And I say that jokingly, because there's just some people that they ask me over and over.
They think it's going to be something difficult, like it's too simple to believe.
I'm in Vegas. I sell Shea Butter, But as you can tell, I'm a very colorful person, very happy person. I enjoy what I'm doing. I really am happy with my results. If it's not what I anticipated for this week or this month, then I change up, what I'm doing and try something new. And I'm always looking to improve, so people can stand behind and be behind a valued product.
So the other thing, I saw some of your videos on YouTube, some of your Shea Butter videos. What is it behind these videos? What is your concept? Let's start with the first one, the Japanese one, which I thought was so cute.
Well, thank you for asking, because it's very important that I explain it, because everyone has that same question that you have, but they don't ask, and I know it. I know they don't. But I have to find an alternative way to generate income. My shea butter is one thing. What if I still have to have alternatives? So I decided to, since my accountant said you spend too much money on marketing, I decided to teach myself how to use Photoshop, Adobe After Effects, Adobe Illustrator, all of these different softwares that allow you to make a commercial. So those were just creative ideals. Nothing more than I need to work on my software. It wasn't let me do something Japanese. No, it was something about I need to learn how to do everything and incorporate it into a commercial. So those are little short snippets of me trying to do a commercial and going, okay, now I need to break it down to 30 seconds. You know, what's important? I have to have action. I have to keep people's interest. I have to do something that goes, this guy is crazy, you know? And the Japanese one was probably one of the most popular ones that I had. I had my own favorite, but I was shocked.
Which one was your favorite?
Me, my very first one, of course. I was sitting at a piano in a cafe in New York City. And
Yes.
I was acting like I was playing the piano, and people went like, whoa, what are you doing? And that's what started the ball rolling. I said, people like that. So if you notice, Diane, on all of my videos, I do not sell my product. I throw it in at the end. It's subliminal. I talk about I'm the Rolls Royce of shea butter. I never sit there and put it in your face and say, hey, you have to get this and all that. But at the end, you see the credits, you see my logo, you see my website, you see all of the information because I got your attention. And that's the goal of making those videos, was just to get people's attention. Here's something. I used to be a musician in Hawaii.
Really?
And, oh, yeah. 13 years I was a musician. And when I first started, I didn't have a lot of gigs, but I knew I was on my way. So I would put my name in the Honolulu Weekly every week. I'm playing here Friday night. I'm playing here Saturday night. People will come to the shows, and next time they see me, they go, we came there. What happened? Oh, they canceled it. You know? And they asked me again, what happened? Oh, my drummer got sick and I couldn't. But what I did was I kept my name circulating to where people saw it all the time in the weekly. Although I didn't have shows, it's still stuck in their head. So I use the same concept with the videos. I'm not giving you a product to sell, but I'm keeping me in your head with my videos.
Now, what was the instrument, or what were you doing? Were you singing?
Oh, you already know. You know, we were the music family. You know, there's no instrument that I cannot play other than guitar because I'm left-handed and it's really hard for me to learn. But anyway, no, I was the lead singer. We did a James Brown review. 2 hours of James Brown. I was James Brown. Splits, throwing the mic, you know, horn section, background singers. I had the whole shebang, you know. And it was very good because I listened to my audience. They would come in, hey, can you play? You guys know War? You guys know Prince? And I was listening to what people were asking, and I incorporated it into the show. Then we became a real band, start playing top 40, you know, all the old jams, Al Green, Martin Gaye, you know, all that stuff. And that broadened our crowd because I listened to people.
And that's important to be an entrepreneur. You have to be able to listen. You have to have creativity. You have like all of these things rolled up in one that you had even before you started this business. That's amazing. It's like you were born with it.
Absolutely. I have people that know me from being a shorty. They said every time I watch a video or every time you go on Facebook, we see all of you. The comedy, the theater, the animation, being colorful, like my jackets. You know, everyone likes my jackets. But all of you're absolutely correct. Everything that I've learned, I'm using it now. Before I get too old and I can't use it at all.
And then you could just sit in a rocking chair and rub yourself down with shea butter.
Absolutely. I won't have my wife rub me down with shea butter.
Well, whatever. Well, Gerard, it was great talking to you this morning. Thank you for sharing your business with the world. And thank you for sharing your time with me this morning. It has been really beneficial. I can't wait to buy some products from you so I can try some of this shea butter because I am a moisturizing person. I moisturize daily. So that's my thing. So I look forward to that.
Well, could you please do me a favor and email me your address? And because you were so gracious and opening up your form to me, I would like to give you some complimentary items on me. So please allow me to do that. I'm not accepting no as an answer.
Thank you. But I'm also going to support, because I always support Black businesses. So I'm definitely going to share your information. Make sure you share the video, like and share the video. It was a great pleasure to have you this morning. Have a great day.
You have a better one, Diane. Thank
you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to It's a Sure Thing, sponsored by DLM Insurance, with your host, Diane Murray-Clements. Join us again. Subscribe and follow us on YouTube and Instagram.